And away we go. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Preparing to Podcast, episode 12. We've done a solid dozen of these. And yeah, great show today.
It is. We've now done a case of shows.
We've done a case of shows.
Yeah.
And the ribs are back.
The ribs are back.
I was wasting away.
It's surprising how quickly you can just get used to eating ribs every single week. And then I found the last couple of weeks when I haven't been eating ribs, I've been feeling, what's the word? Healthier?
Healthier? Yeah.
Healthier, more alive.
Fewer chest pains?
No, the chest pains remain.
Yeah, one of these days we'll go see a doctor and find out what that tingling in your arm means.
Yes. I believe that doctor will also be known as the coroner.
Kind of a post-life doctor, which is less helpful than
I could go to the doctor
alive.
now, and all he's going to do is, root out my arteries or something like that. And what's that going to give me, an extra year or two? Tops. What's the point?
What's the point?
How many valves did they do when they did your heart surgery?
They didn't root anything. They just tightened up my valve. It was my aorta that they replaced. That's what he said. That's the words my surgeon used. He's like, yeah, we just tightened up.
You tightened up your... See, I would think that the whole problem with the only problem with your circulatory system would be that things are tightening up.
No, I was loose.
You were loose.
I was loose. I had a big fat aorta. Of all the parts of my body that I thought were going to get fat as I got old, my aorta was not on the list.
So it was like growing inside?
Yeah, it was an aneurysm. It was...
Oh, okay. So you couldn't maintain pressure because the pipe was too big.
It just might have ruptured.
Oh,
at some point.
That would be a bummer.
It would be a bummer because it's taken out a lot of funny people. The thing that convinced me the most...
Heart explosion?
Yeah, that's how John Ritter died.
Really?
And I love John Ritter, and that's the name that my surgeon dropped. I was like, oh. I don't want to go out like John Ritter.
We were discussing outside of the podcast and just our regular day-to-day conversations. I had asked you because I have a poster up in my bathroom of a young lady that I had a crush on when I was in puberty, and so I asked Ted who your crush was, and it was
John Ritter.
John Ritter.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Three's Company era John Ritter, not 8 Simple Rules. John Ritter, not Dad bod Ritter.
A young,
virile, short-wearing,
nubile, short-wearing John Ritter.
That's what got me. It was short shorts.
So it was Three's Company era?
Yeah.
So did it help that he was playing a pretend gay character?
No, that part wasn't attractive. But I was like, oh, it was the first time I heard someone say anything about gay people that wasn't immediately negative.
Okay.
And it really wasn't until the
Mr. Furley? Or was that Mr. Roper? That was Mr. Roper.
Furley that liked to do that.
Furley did it, but I think Roper did that as well. Roper, Norman Fell, people overlook the genius of Norman Fell, he was the first person in my memory that I ever saw break the fourth wall on a sitcom and look straight down the pipe of the camera. And it was like he was looking at me right in my living room and just gave me that smile. That was one of the greatest television things. It was one of the greatest things about television for me as a kid.
Was people looking at you?
Was Norman Fell just letting me know it's all pretend?
Yeah.
In that one little moment of staring right down the pipe.
I know that you're watching.
Yeah. But just that knowing smile of just, yeah, isn't this ridiculous? Yeah.
This is goofy. And I'm married to a drag queen on this show.
Well, I remember also later on, like as a kid, I knew Norman Fell as the guy from Three's Company. And then later on, as you get older, you start to go and watch like other things and you see, oh, well, this guy was like a legitimate actor for many, many years before he did Three's Company. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had that with Mr. Farley. I was like, oh, look at all the Disney stuff he's been in. Look at all the movies he's done.
Oh, Don Knotts. Oh, wow. Yeah. And Don Knotts had been around. I mean, by the time he got to Three's Company, he was the guy we phoned to replace a key character in a sitcom. It was like for a while, Jimmy Smits was that guy. If third season of any television show, what do? You bring in Jimmy Smits. Yeah. It's get me Steven Spielberg or his cheapest Mexican equivalent, which turns out to be Jimmy Smits.
I mean, when Cloris Leachman showed up on Facts of Life.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, who's this nubile ingenue?
That's what I find incredible is there are some people in Hollywood who have been playing old people for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
Like there are people in Hollywood that have been playing the old woman character, like Cloris Leachman's
Yeah.
been doing
Since their 30s.
for 40 years. Yeah.
Because people didn't understand about sun damage.
Well, I think it's also one of those things where, as a character actor, you embrace that look. You're like
That's your bread and butter.
it was a character actor. You're not worried about getting older or gaining weight
Yeah.
or any of those things. Like Wilford Brimley, when he did Cocoon, I believe was
36 years
he
old.
was 22.
Yeah. He was a baby.
36.
He
Yeah.
only just started learning how to drive.
Well, that was so if you find yourself in your own life, like in your early 20s, you're losing your hair and you're gaining weight faster than you need to.
And you have a huge mustache.
Yeah, get into the character acting
Yeah.
market. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a place for you in Hollywood for the next 50 years.
It's a Cocoon reboot.
I'm sure. Well, they did, didn't they? They did a Cocoon too, didn't
Yeah,
they?
it was called Cocoon.
Cocoon. That is very close to us getting into trouble. That's back.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be right back
That is.
with the White Noise Podcast. I think that should be our alter ego podcast is the White
Is the white noise?
is the White Noise Podcast. Or maybe we could do the White Noise Podcast could be the Preparing to Podcast After Dark version. We could do the Preparing to Podcast, and then on the Patreon, we could put on the White Noise Podcast where we don't necessarily say directly hurtful things, but maybe just imply that we're open to the idea.
And we show off our merch, which is entirely white sheets.
Exactly. We can sell you this white T-shirt for $120. Right? Yes. That's I don't understand the designer T-shirt mark. Well, I understand it. If you can get somebody to pay $120 for a T-shirt,
Yeah.
God bless you.
Why not?
I mean, they've been able to do that at concerts for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, now they have to because now no one's selling their music, so they need to
Def
ramp up the.
Def Leppard got a lot of people who don't play baseball to wear baseball shirts.
Yeah. One-sleeved baseball shirts.
One-sleeved baseball shirts. Look it up.
Ooh,
Look it up.
it's a deep
Look it
cut.
up. They got a one-armed drummer. That's where the joke lives there. They got a one-armed drummer on the Def Leppard.
A joke explained is a joke that dies.
And apparently he was so loaded when he lost his arm, he was unaware that he had lost his arm. There's a few rock and roll survival.
That's why I want to lose my arm, though. I want to be so bliss that I don't realize. I don't want to be aware that my arm is being torn from my body.
Yeah.
I want it to be surprised that I discover when I wake up.
I would agree with that. If I'm going to lose an appendage, it's something that I would like to be informed of the next day in a recovery room.
Yeah. I want to like go and try and scratch something and be like, oh, I want
to. The phantom.
I want to.
Those phantom pains or whatever.
Phantom limb.
Yeah.
Like yeah. My Jack Russell would always. She'd move her shoulder with nothing attached. I'm like, what are you scratching? What are you scratching?
Oh, you had a three-legged dog?
I sure did.
I had a three-legged cat. Oh. And it was a back leg. And I think it wasn't you that cut the leg off the cat. You murdered the cat.
Yeah, I killed the cat
at the end of its life. But yeah, I remember it was.
I forgot that I murdered your cat. I've murdered so many.
It cost $2,000 to remove that cat's leg because he had cancer, and I did it because
you can't put a price on love.
Well, no, I could have. My price would have been $0, but it was not. It was not my cat to begin with. It was the cat was previous to my wife before we had gotten married.
You know what? Not your cat, not your cancer, not your problem.
Yeah,
it was your problem.
Yeah, it was still my problem.
Yeah.
I'd like to pretend that it wasn't my problem, but when you're married, one of the principles of common law is common problem.
Was that a vow? Was that in your vows?
It may as well have been. I mean, it was going to be my problem no matter what. Because if the cat died, we also our children were very young at the time, so if the cat had died, it would have been endless conversations with my children.
I mean, if they're learning to count, it's a lot easier to count to 3 than it is to count to 4.
It is. What was interesting is the cat did really well with 3 legs.
Oh yeah, they don't
for another few years.
Yeah. My spiel would always be like, cats are just 3-legged animals with a spare.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I mean, if you took one of my appendages, that would be it. It'd be
you're bipedal.
Yeah, but I would need a roller chair and a reaching stick for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but that sounds pretty good anyway. So I'm looking forward to getting to my reaching stick phase.
Yeah, you're going to have to bulk up. You're going to have to bulk up. Nobody's going to believe that you can't reach things for yourself when you're physically capable of reaching for
I
things.
don't know. I can look pretty feeble.
I don't know.
I can fake a stroke.
Although I do remember that picture of you post heart surgery, and I remember thinking, it was the picture like, "Hey, I'm on the other side of the surgery.
Oh yeah, I'm
Everything,
alive. It's like, are you?
everything went really well." And I was looking at the picture, thinking, "Are you sure it went well?" Because at that picture, and it might just be that you're fundamentally a pale guy, but that picture looked like, did they remember to put the blood back in?
Oh
there?
no, I was bleeding into the sac around my heart at that point. I was quite anemic, and I needed a blood transfusion at,
Oh, really?
at one point. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that does make more sense then. So that wasn't like the I'm recovered. That was the
No,
I'm alive.
That was I'm alive, but I have a long road to hoe
Okay, that
ahead
makes
of
much
me.
more sense.
Speaking of hoes,
Okay.
do we have any viewer feedback this
No,
week?
we got two kind of levels of viewer feedback on one of our clips last week. We got feedback from some people. We were talking about the U.S. currency
Yes,
and how it's kind of drab and plain
and gross.
and gross and dirty.
Ugh.
And then some Americans piped up with, well, at least we don't have the King of Canada on our money. And I always enjoy those comments because it's like I get to bathe in their ignorance.
Well, I think they think we love the monarchy a lot more than we do. It's just some British people on our money, and that's it.
Well,
And
yeah,
then they rubber stamp stuff, and we're good.
our monarchy has this same political sway that the guy in the Mickey Mouse costume has at Disney World. He's there, he's seemingly in charge, but he doesn't actually get to make a lot of calls on policy.
The mouse doesn't sign the checks.
No, same thing with the king. King's not. He's there to once a year kind of say something at the throne speech, but generally speaking, he's not there on the day to day. Think of him as like a U.S. president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally useless to everyone around him.
And the people behind the scenes are pulling the strings.
I don't know if you'd want to pull his string because I think it would make him shit his pants.
I think everything does.
That's one of my favorite things about Donald Trump right now is every opportunity of him being recorded on film where he could have shit his pants, people are assuming he has just shit his pants.
That is such a power move, though, to be like, all right, everyone, gather around. We're gonna have a meeting, and then I'm gonna shit my pants and says anything.
Make you all stand here for 10 minutes while I talk about something else.
Sit in my stench.
That's pretty good. That is, I mean, we were talking about political power moves before with Dick Cheney shooting that guy in the face.
Yep.
But I got to say, shitting your pants and then making everyone listen to the rest of your conversation that's pretty strong.
It's a power move, no matter how you look at it.
All right. Well, we do have a good show coming up. What else do we have to deal with here?
What did we have to look up last week?
Something
to look up.
This was actually interesting.
Bingo.
Because I'm very familiar that we have bingo here in North America, but you had pointed out that they have bingo in England, in the UK, and that came as a bit of a shock because I always kind of associated bingo with the song BINGO with the dog and the I don't know what the song is.
Bingo was his name. Oh,
yeah. And bingo was his name. Oh, so anyway, I looked it up, and
it's not American dog. Bingo is my name. Oh, it's not like bingo is my name. And then I shot someone to make it American.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Well, the game started in Italy in the 16th century.
Huh.
In the 1500s in Italy, and
bingo.
And then the move traveled its way to France, where the game was known as Lotto.
Okay.
Which to me seems difficult because there are two O's and two T's in Lotto. So when you say under the O,
sur le O,
which O?
Rive gauche.
Oh, that would be the right O or left O?
The right bank.
Yeah,
left gauches.
Gauches.
Because gauches.
Gauches
good.
Off-putting, right? Yeah. And then okay, and also the other interesting differences in the UK, they use 90 balls for their bingo.
Well, they use the metric system of bingo.
Well, and
Americans are doing Fahrenheit.
And the Americans are doing 75 balls for their bingo.
Easier to count.
And the card shapes are different. The British card shape is 9 by 3, So 27 squares.
Is that even bingo? How?
I don't know what the word. I don't know what
How
the
do you
word
do
across
that?
the top is, or the word on the side is. I don't know. Either way. And then in the American, it's 5 by 5.
They like a square. It's
Yeah, it's
easier.
square. It's simpler. The cards stack easier, I guess. I don't know. Oh, and Quebec, just for our Canadian content, Quebec, it's the same game, except it's known as Kinzo. Kinzo.
Kinzo.
Kinzo. Kinzo. And Kinzo was his name. Oh.
Ugh.
And of course, in India, it's known as Tambola, which is both a card game and
A virus, I think.
viral.
It makes you bleed from your eyes.
Stuff.
Yeah, there was a terrible Tambola outbreak.
Exactly. Well, that's what you get when you make out with a monkey, right?
It's not all fun and games and flinging feces.
It's not all. No. Have you ever flung feces?
I have flung feces.
I've flung feces like with a shovel, like moving
Not
dog
my
poop.
own feces. We used to throw cow patties, like dried. If they were dried
Oh,
out
yeah.
enough, you could use them as frisbees.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, like
I've
one or two
flung.
catches and then it breaks down. But
Well, for a while, I was flinging dog poop into my neighbor's place.
fair enough, they had it coming.
Well, they didn't do yard maintenance, so it was just it was like throwing it into the woods.
I've mucked a lot of stalls, so
Oh, muck a
I've
stall.
dug out
That's
some
a horse thing.
shit.
That's a horse thing.
Yeah. And some
Horse
cow
poop
shit.
seems like it would be easy to deal with because
Horse poop is great.
it's in pellet form.
It's dry and wonderful. Elephant poop is my favorite poop because it's enormous and extremely dry and acts like a little speed bump when you drive over it.
Is it just
Quite big.
Is it
They're
because
not efficient digesters.
well, I know people like burn elephant dung.
Yeah.
Like you can just like light a big elephant turd and have a campfire.
You sure can.
Really?
Mhm.
And it's just all dried out. What I guess leaves and stuff. Is that made
There's
of
grass and stuff.
grass?
Yeah, they barely digest it. That's why they eat all the time.
They eat all day long.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm an elephant.
Maybe you want. Do you have a trunk?
I do.
I don't want to know.
I do. I got one of them frunks.
I regretted that as soon as it came out of my mouth.
I got one of them frunks. Like a Tesla up in here. Or what was the other car with the rear engine? Beetle. Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
With the frunk.
You're
I think that might have been the original frunk.
made by Nazis.
Well, I don't know if everybody that made the Volkswagen was
Yes.
a Nazi.
To this day.
I just think they got a little bit of funding from the Nazi government, and then everybody jumps down their throats. I think, to be honest with you, being funded by the Nazis is probably less shameful than lying to everybody for 10 years about the emissions on your diesel vehicle. I think that's probably more detrimental to
Just because there's clouds of black smoke coming out of the back of the car, it doesn't mean it's not environmentally conscious.
I'm sure that entire time that scandal was brewing and there were people at Volkswagen that knew they were lying to the whole world about how poisonous their car was. I'm sure there was conversations where they were saying, how did we get people to accept the term clean diesel? It's like the clean coal people.
I mean, this is in the age when they were putting lead in the gas to make it more efficient. So they're like, we
No,
a lot dumber.
no. This is way after that. This is
Really?
this is like 10 years ago.
Ugh.
All of those
People are dumb.
those TDI Jettas that
Yeah.
they sold for years as the clean diesel alternative, they were just lying. They put a thing in the software so that the car would know when it was being tested for emissions and it would lie to the computer. That's basically what it was. They just wrote they wrote a software patch that bypassed breathable air. It was brilliant. Leave it to the Germans.
Leave it to the Germans.
Leave it to the Germans to find out a way not to gas people.
And we're back, everyone.
We're back. Okay. But yeah, bingo is it's Nemo. And that's about all we got going on. Oh, also the clip about the strip joint buffet still continues to be our highest response clip ever. So again, we will put the word out. Any strippers or stripper related products or people, feel free to come on by.
Any pole salesman or
anybody that has some sort of chamois.
Yeah.
And or
low self-esteem and needs to put themselves through college.
Anybody got a fake set of tits you want to bring on by the program and see if we can squeeze them? Come on by.
As long as I get to go.
Ted will make the honking noise. I will just sit there quietly and watch. Just as creepy. Just as creepy.
Even creepier.
Okay, well, we should get into the episode.
We should get into the episode. Should we talk about do we talk about our guest now?
I think we should.
I think we should. Our guest this week is fabulous comedian and long-time friend of the pod.
Yes.
The fabulous Dave Hemstad.
Yes.
You may know him from his many festival appearances. Halifax Comedy Festival, Winnipeg Comedy Festival. I'm sure he's been to Just for Laughs.
Yes.
You may have heard him on The Debaters. You may have heard us tying on The Debaters. Really, I felt that I won that one.
What was the debate you debated with Dave?
It was something about team sports.
Ah.
Something about sports and teams. And
Dave's good on that debater show.
Yeah. We had a great time.
Did he win the debate?
No, they did a
tie.
They did a tie, but like the men were on his side and then the women were on my side. So when they were like, okay, well, let's do it again. Let's have a cheer. Like dudes are just deeper and louder and all. But I felt that the women were more behind me. Plus, we had technical difficulties. We were at one point we were singing like Rainbow Connection. We were very entertaining. I feel sorry for anyone who just listened to the debaters on the radio because the live show, there's all kinds of stuff going on that doesn't make the cut.
That's a good rule of thumb for any performer that you see online or on TV or whatever. If that person performs live, go see them live.
Yeah.
It will be them at their best.
Yeah, if you like it on TV, it's going to be night and day.
A day being, whichever you prefer, night or day, it will be that for you.
It will be that for you. It will be better.
The energy of a live show it can't be created by a screen.
Yep.
That is the one thing AI is not going to be able to replace. Human energy.
They will just use us to provide the energy for the AI.
Yes.
Matrix.
They'll hook us up like batteries so that we can create an image of something.
Yeah. Thank God.
That's what that's going to be the big problem with AI is that nobody's going to be able to afford to heat their home because everybody's asking questions to the AI.
Yeah.
machine.
It'd be like, can you make a caricature of my face?
Yes, exactly. I would like a video of a windsurfer windsurfing on Mars, and that compute power will make it so you can't afford to turn on your oven.
What do you mean we have to build another coal-fired plant, electricity plant, so I can do that?
That's the amazing thing is most of this AI, which is as we've been instructed, the most cutting edge thing ever since I guess probably the 3D television they tried to sell us.
If the AI bros are to be trusted, this is the way of the future.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Elon Musk has been telling me we were going to be on Mars in what year was it? Oh, it was 2026. He told us we'd be on Mars. Where are we? We're in my apartment doing a podcast. So
yeah, joke's on you, Elon Musk.
Oh for everything there, Elon. Oh for everything. Okay, we've introduced our guest. We've mentioned that there are going to be ribs.
Yep.
And let's leave it at that and maybe get into the show.
All right, let's do it.
We'll be right back.
So we've started, by the way. Yeah, we have started.
Well, that was our cold open.
Well, no,
you need one.
We do the opening and the closing afterwards, so to give us a little bit of.
I like that soft banter coming in. It makes people feel like they're really the fly on the wall, versus a polished. Okay, and here we are. I like that kind of a dirty opening.
Yeah, we like to wander into the program more than plan and execute.
Yeah, I like the listener should feel like they're late.
Where have you been?
I like that.
We already covered all the hot topics.
Oh man, I got here as fast as I could.
Welcome to the show, and please remember, it's all your fault. Yeah. That's a good premise because it certainly couldn't be our fault. That wouldn't even make sense.
No, we're white men. We've done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Have you guys figured out who's Ed McMahon out of the two of you yet? Is like the bus driver?
When there's a guest, I'm very much Ed McMahon.
Okay.
When we are together, I am angry Ed McMahon.
I could see it.
I would say when it's the two of us, it's ping pong.
Yeah.
And when it's the three of us,
it's chess.
It's just me talking a lot all the time.
Right. Just have someone else to listen to.
It's very much a reflection of how few people come over to my place outside of recording period times that I really want to talk to people.
How often do you invite people over outside of recording period times?
Very rarely.
There you go. So I think there's probably a correlation there.
Oh,
Well, if you want to get technical.
Too early for a big word?
that was
No, Ted throws out the big words all the time, but they're usually medical.
I second guessed it
terminology.
as it was coming out.
no, it was good. It was good.
Thanks. It felt right.
It was solid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a thesaurus. So I
But you have one.
I do have one. That's true.
I'm very smart.
Mm-hmm. Also, you have a phone, right?
I do have a phone.
Yeah, I don't think you need to go buy a thesaurus, champ.
Well, no, but one of the things that we do on the podcast is we have a segment called "We Should Look That Up," where we don't look it up in the moment, but we come back next week with the explanation of the thing that we looked up, and we did that for the audience, so they don't have to go through the tedious ordeal of looking something up.
So you think it would suit your sort of brand if you actually pulled out an actual thesaurus, got your reading glasses out, and thumbed through?
Started thumbing through it. Yeah,
I think it actually would.
Thumbelina Thumbelina E, Thumbelina F.
Yeah, get Gampy the book.
Gampy the book. I don't mind being Gampy at this point because
You're in luck.
You don't have a choice.
I'm well past any ability to pretend I'm part of the youth market.
Oh, thank God. That was going to be an awkward conversation that we were going to have.
Yeah, but I don't think I was part of the youth market when I was 22 years old.
No.
I think I skewed more towards 40-year-olds when I was 20.
I think you're actually picturing a youth market too, like a St. Lawrence market where you go and the youths are there buying what scarves.
Hey, I was going to ask you, Dave. Now, I know that you have traveled on a private jet before.
I've been fortunate enough.
Yes.
A couple
now, are you on the Epstein list?
Oh, well, I'm not allowed to comment at this time.
Please the fifth?
If you want to get a book and look up 3 million different files, you could maybe.
I was kind of hoping I'd never met Jeffrey Epstein. I'd never been on a private plane, but I was kind of very much hoping that through some email mistake, I ended up getting listed on the Epstein list just for nothing other than the followers that it would attract. Who the hell is this guy?
No such thing as bad press.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I don't often yacht with my family around St. Bart's, so I don't really kind of casually drop emails like that.
Where do you do your yachting then?
Most of my yachting is done in the
mind.
In the mind while standing in line to buy a Lotto Max ticket. I do a lot of yachting while waiting to buy a Lotto Max ticket.
I appreciate the compliment, Jack, that you think I'm doing that well, that I'm on the Epstein list, or that our paths crossed.
Well,
anyway,
I know
but I don't think the lowest person on the Epstein list would even talk to me at a party.
But you're a guy that's plugged in, I think, as a comedian, you're plugged into a lot of corporate people.
More as a golfer than as a comedian.
As a golfer, you'd say that?
Yeah.
Golf is a better lead-in than comedy to get into that world?
I think so. The combination of such, having the golf etiquette really helps you as a corporate comedian.
How is the golf course on Epstein Island?
I don't know, but I imagine the caddies don't wear very much.
And the holes are a lot smaller.
There we go. There it is. I mean, I knew the setup was there, and I'm trying to stay out of your little traps this far, Ted.
My sand traps?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going to need more than a wedge to get out of that.
Well, still better to leave a little something to the imagination.
Yeah.
Or a lot.
Or a lot.
But you're in good shape. You're still doing your deep knee bends.
I like to get my daytime squats in. Yeah,
that was when we Dave and I worked together. I'd still standing. It was one of the things that he would get us to do during the day on a shoot. Is just randomly 10 deep knee bends.
And you could do 10?
I could,
mm-hmm.
but then after the 10, I'd be casually smiling and kind of thinking, "Oh, I'm going to feel that."
Time for a nap.
It's a good energy boost. There's a lot of time on set where you're just standing around, and it's easy to get bored and complacent. So you snap off a quick little set of squats, gets the body going, gets the brain going.
I do love me some squats.
It was very effective. It was not something I would have done for myself, but having you there to remind me was helpful.
Well, you were crushing poutine like they were running out of it. So
what I do, right?
It was also it didn't hurt to burn off a few calories every chance we got.
I was a game. I think I was a much bigger boy at that point too. I go through my weight is a bit like a sine algorithm.
Is it seasonal or is it more like the calendar, like leap years?
It's more leap yearish. It'll be like a 2-year slow climb followed by 6-month drop. And then another 2-year slow climb, and a 6-month drop. It's like I'm like a lot like the stock market, where everything's kind of humming along nicely, and then you realize, oh, everything's overpriced, and then
Black Friday.
I quickly lose 30% of my value, and then we move on.
I think a lot of people have a ceiling number. on the old scale or whatever, where you take a look at it and you go, okay, we got to rein this in now. That's gotten away from us.
For me, it's not a number.
It's not being able to see the number. Like, what is that?
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's a feeling. Like I will physically feel too big
like
for my friend.
Tingling in your left arm?
No, it's just it's
tightness in your chest.
When you feel you don't want to get on the scale because you're not going to like the number, you can trust that feeling.
You're like, that seems like a lot of effort. That's a high step.
There's no good news waiting for me on that.
I find at this point, because weight is something that I've dealt with for so long in my life, at this point, I'm rarely surprised when I get on a scale. Even if I haven't been on it for a long time, I'm very rarely surprised. I know where I'm sitting. I know where my pants are fitting and all that kind of stuff. So I could probably tell you within 5 pounds of where I'm at any given time.
No, Ted, you're the opposite as far as I can tell. I don't think you've changed your weight class at all in the time I've known you.
I got down to like 140 at one point. I was up to like 185, and then I went down to 140. That was too small.
What would you say you are now? What's your fight?
I'm like 165. I'd like to be like 150.
Okay, that's adorable.
Isn't it?
That really
is. I bet
it's so cute.
It's like gay obese, though. This is
gay obese.
I cannot take off my shirt at a... If it's a bear night, sure. But then they'll judge me for not having any hair on my body. But if it's just a regular night, they're just like, ugh.
So hang on. To be a bear in the gay community, not only do you have to be big, you have to be hairy all over?
Yeah, the hair is the point of it.
The hair is the point, not the size is the point. Yeah. I always thought the size was the point.
Size and hair.
Okay,
if you're hairy but you're slim, you're an otter.
But what if you're hairy but you're slim, you're an otter? Okay,
there's otters, there's wolves. It's very
what about all right? But what are the hairless big boys then?
Just dumplings, I think
for Dave.
Yeah,
for Dave.
No, whales, dolphins. I don't know.
Don't call me a whale and think that's going to work.
Something aquatic. You could be a.
Hang on, you sound like you're guessing. Is there not a title for this?
Yeah, what's my category here?
I don't have a category anymore.
You don't have a category?
No, I used to
not. Is Chuck not hairy enough to be a? Is Chuck not hairy enough to be a bear?
You could be a bear.
Yeah, but like I have hair on my face and on my head and my genitals. Yeah, exactly. But the rest of me is just kind of an alabaster. You ever seen a beluga? You ever seen a beluga whale when they poke their head out of the pool? That's basically me playing in a pool.
Breathtaking.
It is breathtaking, and it's very bright.
So what's this show about?
Nothing really.
About
nothing really. Well, I had a couple of things. You mentioned golf.
It's ostensibly.
Oh, no, don't force the segue now. I'm enjoying. I want to see how you get to wherever we're going.
That's the point. Is if we come in with a set agenda, though. To ask comics questions that I know that what their answers are going to be, especially with someone like you who I've known a long time.
Audience does.
I don't find that as interesting a conversation as opposed to where we would go just kind of jumping off and then just randomly going anywhere, right?
So what's your problem?
Well, the question.
I'm here for the ribs. I don't understand what's actually. We can talk about all your little gay communities the whole show if you want, but I was told there'd be ribs and laughter.
Yeah. Well, we're halfway there,
but
I've seen you smiling.
I'm actually learning quite a bit. So I enjoy this part of the show already because I didn't know bears related to the hair on a fella. I thought it was just bigger guys.
Yeah, I thought it was size based.
There are big alopecia bears, I guess.
Alopecia bears.
Yeah. Powder gone to seed.
Everyone's got a for something.
A Studbury hairless.
Well, you know, I don't want to show up on the wrong float the year I decided to pull the hammer out.
You can go on any float. The 1 year I was on a float. It was a really good time.
Yeah. What was the float?
It was vet students and vet students, vet technician students.
Okay, that makes sense. But I will say that almost every time you say the word vet, I think of soldiers.
Veterans. Yeah, there's a woman who contacts me once a year on Facebook asking me to do a show in Rochester, New York for veterans, and every year I'm like, that's not me, lady.
Wrong type of vet.
I just think you'd be a great fit. I'm like, I just think you didn't pay any attention to my profile.
12 episodes in though, he still can't say vet without you realizing he means veterinarian.
Yeah, it's just an instinct thing to me. Like I'm making the correction in my brain faster now, but I will always
Sure.
Some, you know what I mean? Like when there's some people that, in my mind, end up kind of owning a word. You know what I mean? Like they use the word sometime in a certain way that every time you hear that word, you think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen to you?
Sure, like gank.
For me, it was
Gank.
potato. Erwin Barker. Erwin Barker used to have a joke about
farinaceous tuber.
A farinaceous tuber, yeah. And if you looking up the word potato in a dictionary, and that was the definition of farinaceous tuber, and then the conclusion of the joke is, if you don't know what a potato is that really going to help you? And so now, every once in a while, when I hear the word potato on its own, I'm running through like 5 minutes of Erwin Barker jokes in my head.
Yeah, because then it was a potato, potato.
Potato. Okay, so yes, to your original question about do you actually have a plan? The question I was going to ask you about that I thought would lead us to somewhere interesting was you got into stand-up in an interesting way, in that you didn't go down to, well, I don't know, did you go down to a club and do amateur night?
At one point, yeah.
Yeah.
I started. That's the only way to do it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, when I first met you at a professional comedy gig.
Well, I left university.
Yeah.
My first show was in university. There was a student stand-up comedy contest, and I decided I was going to do that and drop out the next day. So I was pot committed.
Hang on, you were going to do the show and drop out. You'd made both of those decisions previous to the show.
I've been struggling to find a reason to stay in school. I was on a free scholarship. I was on a golf scholarship, so it was free university and whatever. But as a result, people didn't want me to leave. They're paying for you to stay. But I was I don't really want to be here.
What classes were you taking? What? Communications?
Broadcasting was going to be major.
Introduction to putting.
No, you get a free A for being on the golf team.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. There's a golf course that you sign up for. The course code is only available to the athletes, and you get
it's just a free credit.
You're putting in so many hours.
It's like a gym credit.
Yeah, you're putting in so many hours that they go, come on, give the guy a throw a bone.
Did you ever go to the University of Guelph Turf Institute?
No.
Where they came up with some golf grass?
Yeah, I hear very good things. Yeah. But I decided, I was talking to some teachers and stuff and professors and everybody really saying, I don't want to stay. Can you convince me? I'm not a quitter, but I just don't feel like my path goes through getting a degree. I think whatever I'm going to do in this world is going to be personality driven. Anyways, and if this piece of paper determines it, I don't want to stay here 2 more years just to get it.
So you're 2 years in at this point.
Yeah, I was 3 years in, but because of the way how much athletics takes out of it, you're on basically a 5-year program.
Yeah.
You redshirt for a year, you have 4 years of eligibility. So I was year 3 and going, boy, I got 2 more years. I don't know. My dad was retiring and I wanted to get into the world and start making some money.
Yeah.
And so I went to talk to a professor and there was a sign that said student stand-up comedy contest. And I said, geez, I always wanted to try stand-up. And I was friends with Dave Mary, who you know.
Yeah.
So I knew a little bit about stand-up. So I was like, well, first thing you'd have to do is find out how long a set you have to do. I knew that.
Yeah.
And then I could joke about the parking. I started writing some bits. And then I was knocking, the professor never answered. And then it hit me like, I'm a little slow sometimes, but I was like, I'm looking for a sign. What to do with life. This is literally a sign. It's like hanging right.
I'll take this.
So I decided I'm going to do that, and I drop out the next day. It was 3 weeks away, and I just decided right in that moment, that's what I'm going to do. And luckily, I won the contest. So I won a Sega Dreamcast at that date.
Ooh.
Yeah. My roommate wanted, so I got $200 US.
There you
US. You always got to add that as a Canadian, right? $200 US.
Yeah.
So I was driving home with $200 US going, I wonder if that's a thing. So I called Dave Mary when I got back and said, hey, I want to take a swing at this thing. And he took me down to held my hand right down to the Yuck Yucks amateur night.
Aww.
Did my first amateur night. Oh. And, I was like, you know how it is, your first one. I had an okay set, and I'm like, can I come back? And they're like, yeah, if you want. And Davey was great because I said, what do you think about that? He goes, great set, buddy, great set. First 100 shows don't count.
Like, there.
What's amazing is Dave would have told you had a great set regardless of how it went for you, because he's an infinitely positive guy.
Yeah, but he was very much a mentor. There was lots of times he would tell me, clean it up or this joke.
Well, he introduced you to Toronto comedy community in a way that like he vouched for you and you were good. Like
Yeah,
everyone,
no, I was a made guy.
yeah,
Because Davey, but like that's how it was, and there were a lot of people that didn't like me per se or whatever it was, but they had to because they're like, he's Davey's
Yeah.
guy. I was protected.
it's like, but I
Very
find that
much. I found that
The
out later, of course, but
I find there's a lot of that in show business though, where a vouch goes a long way.
depends on the voucher.
Yeah, it depends on who's vouching for you.
And he hadn't vouched for too many guys, as it turns out. So
No. He hadn't
wasn't
at all.
just, oh yeah, I like this one and this one.
Yeah,
and
some
it was
vouchers
like,
are
no,
not-
this guy's my guy.
Not worth it.
And so the interesting wrinkle, though, that I think you're alluding to, though, is after I, flared out at amateur night and it didn't take, I ended up booking 30 corporate gigs before I middled.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I did 30
And?
corporate events. Well, that's where I built my act. I built my act at corporate events.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Is that where
so-
Billy Bob came in?
No.
I missed the Billy Bob era.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ah, it was good
Oh.
fun.
My only
It
reference
was-
to
it
it is
was
the
good fun.
headshot at
But-
the Mississauga Yucks.
Look, going backwards, the keys to my success have always been ignorance and resilience.
Mm.
Like I'm too dumb to know why it won't work and too stubborn to quit once I've started. So Dave Mary was entertaining at these golf tournaments, where he would do a Beat the Pro during the day and then a show at dinner.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I got the golf game. I just need an act.
Yeah.
So-
How hard could that be?
So yeah, I'm like, well, all right, I'll just write an act. So,
Yeah.
but it started with
Scratch out a quick 40 minutes of banter and we're good to go.
15 to 20 is plenty at a golf tournament.
Oh, that's true.
And so I would do 5 to 10 about watching them golf all day. Like I'd get out there.
Yeah, just talk
and
about your day.
I said to Davey, hey, do you mind if I get into this? Like, I don't want to step on your toes. This is your thing. And he said, no, you'll never take a job from me. Go ahead. There's lots.
Yeah.
And so that's how I started was I booked a gentleman named Richard Stone was a member at Summit, and I played golf with him. I was a ringer on his scramble team, and we drove by a hole, and it had his logo, and it said Stone Funds. That's you. Hey, buddy. He goes, yeah. I go, what's the deal? He goes, I pay for the hole, and I get a team. I go, what'd you pay for that sign? He goes, $750. I said, no way. And then you get things, yeah, and I get a foursome. So we drove, and we played the hole for a bit, and I said, hey, I got an idea. And I said, what if you give me $750 and I'll wear a golf shirt with your logo and have a golf bag with your logo and I'll stand on your hole and hit golf shots with everybody and make them laugh. And then I'll do a show after dinner. I said, the tournament will get entertainment. You'll get way more reach or customer interaction than a sign.
You don't have to waste money on a sign.
And I'll make some money.
Yeah.
And he went, that's brilliant. Let's do 30 of them.
Wow.
So that's how I started doing comedy. But then when the season ended, when golf season ended, I still didn't have a job or anything. Season
But you had an act at that point, probably.
not a good one. I had a corporate golf tournament act.
You
You had a very, very narrow demographic.
I had a corporate palatable 15
Yeah.
that wasn't going to play in the clubs. And, also I needed to make money. So I knew they weren't going to remember a blonde guy named Dave. If I started out as a middle, I needed a hook, an angle, because I needed to work right
Yeah.
away. So I came up with the Cowboy, Billy Bob Joe Taylor, because I figured they're going to remember an American cowboy.
That
And
was
they're going to remember the
it
name
was-
Billy Bob Joe.
They're going to remember 4 names now.
Yeah, well, one of them.
Yeah.
Well, that character, I mean, the audience unquestionably loved it. Unquestionably. Like I
It
never,
was for them.
yeah, but I never saw an audience that didn't immediately connect to you as that character.
Yeah, it didn't miss. I don't want to say it was bomb proof because nothing is, but it was
pretty
virtually-
bomb-proof,
it was-
yeah.
Well, originally I wrote it as like making fun of, like, hey, my name's Billy Bob Joe.
Yeah.
And then I wrote like 3 minutes of that and went, well, this is going to get old real quick. And also, but then I realized enough people were asking me what was it like being in Missouri and in Kansas where
Yeah.
I lived for a couple of years that I said, oh, well, I can show you. So then I started to dream up, make an amalgamation of some of the people I knew from down there and what it would be like if they came to Canada.
Yeah.
And that hook was perfect because the crowd now, I made them all Canadians. It was me against them.
Yeah.
So you brought the room together immediately, regardless of age group.
Yeah.
You stick that national pride, and I could basically just go pick a fight that I was going to lose.
And you're a decent looking fella, big tall guy in a cowboy hat. I mean, the women loved that character.
There were some tight jeans back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the men loved it too.
Some of the men loved
Like,
it
look
too.
at that
I
belt
remember,
buckle.
I remember my dad once, and my dad's, prairie fella, and so it was very, very out of character. He came to watch me one time. He goes, you get there's some sex appeal. There. Isn't that just the jokes? Yeah? You know, because of course,
there's nothing more uncomfortable than your dad telling you have sex appeal.
Well, you know how parents are when they come. They don't watch you; they watch the crowd.
Yeah,
right. So they come to watch. I mean, they watch you for a bit, but
they watch you to see how
they've seen react.
They've seen you back in front. What they're interested in is everybody else's reaction to you.
Does anyone like my boy?
Yeah, exactly.
How's this going?
That's why my dad doesn't come to watch me.
So yeah, some of the gals would get the vapors at that old cowboy. Yeah, maybe it's an archetype. Maybe they had a fantasy. Maybe, I looked all right in a hat and jeans, I guess, back then. But for whatever reason, it hit. Now, and it was a hot act at the time.
Now, would you as a result get stuck in character? Because if you're hanging out with anyone from the audience, you're now kind of stuck in character.
That I learned the hard way early. My plan when I started doing the character was I'll do this for a bit, build up a following. There was no internet when we started.
No,
following.
There were Dreamcasts.
But, there was the myth that if you were a Yuck Yucks headliner, you were something.
Yeah, but that head shop is, still up.
Well, in a closed club.
Yeah.
There.
Where's closed there?
That's right. Near my new one.
I have seen that. I saw that on a few occasions at comedy clubs where the two pictures were side by side with the two different names.
Yeah.
And that always just made me smile.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if anyone's put that together yet. But the idea was I would always do this act for a bit until I got my foot in the game. And then when people were like, who's this cowboy? I'd be like, it's me. And,
ta-da!
Now I can do other stuff.
I was just doing drag the whole time.
Basically.
I also remember at that time, there was, I remember you discussing how you didn't necessarily want to give it up quite yet because, for lack of a better word, it was an easy gig.
It's fun killing.
Yeah.
It's fun killing on stage.
Especially if you don't laugh.
You go take a nap in the green room, they wake you up, you go,
well, so much of that character, as soon as you start talking with the accent, they see the cowboy hat, they feel the attitude. So much of your work has already been taken care of. They understand the character. They understand the angle where everything's going to be coming from immediately.
Yeah. I'd open with, go ahead, have a good look.
Yeah.
And just stand there and people would laugh for 20 for their own reasons. And so, and then I'd be like, I know, get it out of your system. Y'all ain't used to seeing a man dressed proper. And now the fight was on, right? But so one of the early shows though, afterwards, I had a hot set and it was great. And I was hanging out afterwards because what was amazing was how many guys would buy me beers after. That was a surprise. Like everybody would buy me a beer after.
Oh, the bros.
When I understood the girls wanted to come around for drinks, but so the guys would come to buy me beers to be part of the
girls
thing. So they could do the thing. Hey, buddy, that was awesome. Let me get you a beer. So early on, I told a couple people, like I met them and I said, hey, just so you know, this is a whole thing. And their faces they were devastated.
Lies.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I thought they were going to be like, that's amazing. And instead they were like,
oh, your Santa wig off.
You just killed our new best friend.
Yeah.
Like I just killed. So that's when I realized, I can't do that anymore. So I'm going to have to stay in character.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
Ronald McDonald.
Totally. Right in front of them.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing it. And then the problem was though, now, the more successful you get, suddenly you got to start doing radio. You got to start doing press when you're on the road.
You got to start showing up during the day as this guy.
I had to start dressing up as a cowboy more than I did not dressing up as a cowboy. And that's when I started and lying my ass off everywhere I went.
Yeah.
I'd meet people from Missouri, and they'd be like, so we're a little town called Ava, just off I-44, Lambert's? Sure do. Them's good throat rolls.
You've had to create this whole altered life.
Man, you believe the gravy's brown up here? Putting it on their French fries. I seen them do it.
There's a few comics that do that. There's a couple of comics that play character type things, with accents or whatever. And that's it now. That's the guy they have to be the entire time they're at the...
So that was the beginning of the end. It wasn't that the act. It was like, I can't keep doing this. Like this.
I
didn't sign up to be, Charlie Farquharson or Pee Wee Herman. Exactly. I don't
Larry the Cable Guy
character the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So having said that, if it had been America, I'd probably be rich.
Yep.
Yeah, but if
because it was Canada,
Well,
I was
if
able
it-
to get out and nobody even noticed. The
internet would have screwed you if you because you were doing that pre-internet.
Mhm.
If the internet had come along and you'd been doing that character, somebody would have found out that it wasn't you, like your real name, and they would have done a massive expose on
But
you.
it turns out people know Pee-wee, people know Larry the Cable Guy.
That's true.
And they don't care. They like the character. They want
They
the
do.
character.
Yeah.
So
And
I-
yes, some people are dumb and think that's a real person, but
in my head, I was worried about that, but in hindsight, it wouldn't have been. Just do the damn act. It would have been harder to get out of, though.
Oh, well, anything that's successful is hard.
That's
to
what I
get
mean.
out of,
Had there been an internet and all that, I probably would have been stuck in the character.
or you would have been doing like a Chris Gaines situation.
Oh, the Garth Brooks
Yeah.
fake. Yeah.
Be like, wait a minute, take me seriously as this guy. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Never tried
Damn it! I want to show you sides of me you haven't seen.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
don't care.
want bangs.
Yeah, never combine taking chances and wigs.
I mean, there's something to be said for taking a chance, but when you're that successful and you're like, I'm taking a chance, it's like, yeah, people are going to pay attention because they know it's you. They know it's you. You're not taking a chance.
Michael Jordan played baseball for a bit too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I respect the guys that take their swings and go, I've got all the money I need.
I'm gonna do that.
I've got nothing to lose. This is something that's important to me to try. I'm going to do it.
I wonder about all the conspiracy
Only know him as a baseball
Who
player.
cares if people like it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know he played the basketball. I just thought he was the shoe guy who played baseball.
What's your favorite of all the sportses?
Lacrosse.
That's the one you like to watch?
Yeah. Because I went to see. It's also one of the only Toronto sports teams I went to see.
Okay.
The Toronto Rock, because it's hot guys in shorts
Right. There it is.
running around and hitting each other with sticks.
It's a pretty violent sport.
Yeah, I like lacrosse. I like hockey. I like rugby.
You like bears with sticks.
I like ongoing.
Bears with sticks.
action.
There's your podcast, eh? Bears with sticks.
I find baseball too boring. It
Okay.
would be more fun if you were allowed to take the bat with you.
What if they were wearing shorts?
Have you seen
Would that
baseball
change it?
players?
Yeah, they're pretty strong guys.
Baseball's good if you need to
Right.
have a conversation with like either your children or your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball's a wonderful place to do that because you've got plenty of time to avoid having the conversation, sneak a few pieces of the conversation in, and because you're looking at something, you don't have to make eye contact for the entire thing. So if there's any difficult subjects,
Great first date.
You don't have to worry about welling up.
Great first date. Go to the ball game.
It's where I told my dad we'd be flying him to Switzerland to end his life prematurely. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
At an Expos game. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Perfect. Perfect. We try to sneak those in as often as we can. Yeah. And then at some point we'll have to throw in a few. And we're back.
That's right. We'll just throw some stock, throw some wild ones.
Yeah.
And we're back now. Yeah, like, look it's not even plugged.
It's not even plugged in. He invites me over here every week just so he can fucking yell at me.
I have to call Kate immediately after.
Kate came by.
Shout out to Kate Ashby. Hi, Kate.
Oh, different Kate.
Yeah.
No. Kate Ashby, yes. And she is, although she's restrained herself in terms of viewer feedback online.
Oh yeah, no, she just gives it to me directly. Yeah.
As opposed to your fella, who was very specific.
Yeah.
Said that I sound like Ted's grandfather. Yeah.
But I had a sparkling radio voice.
Well,
Yeah.
here he would.
Yeah.
But he gave some good points, all broken down in point form.
He said Gampy sounds like a grand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason we're calling you Gampy.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't think I
like it.
If your grandfather is a fully entertaining, robust human being, then yeah, I sound like your grandfather.
Just a nice, charming storytelling way about you.
Exactly.
That's all.
And
Just a
that's
pleasing
the rest of the story.
delivery for the ear of whoever might be happening upon this little podcast here, where we eat some ribs, tell some jokes with some of the funnier folk you'll find in this here country.
What's
That's
interesting
That's the new opening.
is I don't think of you as an accent guy, but you always do well with the accents. I remember up at the cottage one afternoon, we were playing cornhole, and Dave play-by-played the entire afternoon of cornhole matches.
Well, you'd have to, because cornhole.
Well,
as a British cornhole announcer.
No, I had the baseball announcer going one way and the soccer announcer
Yeah.
going the other way. So
It was very entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of just outside on that last beanbag toss. I expected better efforts, but he's in sandals. And then go the other way. Oh, he's missed another one, Tommy. It's a terrible effort. Oh, he's got his hand on the cargo pocket on his shorts. There's no way to come to a match.
It was
We had fun. Also, there were mushrooms, I think.
Oh,
there might have been. But
Which either made me or you guys think it was funny.
Yeah. You probably weren't even playing cornhole.
I mean, it's hard to do play-by-play of that for a few hours, but
I remember that was a hell of an afternoon.
We did have some good laughs.
That was a very fun afternoon. I don't know if that was matching shirt year. There was one year.
That was the year. That was the
matching shirt year
because we had to go to town to get the beanbags made.
Yeah,
and then
that's right.
This
artisanal beanbags.
Well, no, the beanbags that Johnny had at his cottage just weren't up to snuff. So
what kind of beans were in them?
I don't know. Maybe sharp beans, because within like an hour of playing beanbag, we had ripped holes in all of them.
No, but he couldn't find them at first, right? And then we had a couple, and so then we went and got some industrial made quality. We went down to the marina. Yeah, and a very helpful gal was like, "I'll take care of you here." She's
like, not the first time. Out of town.
So while she was making us the beanbags, there was a vintage clothing store next door, ladies' vintage clothing store.
So you had matching blouses.
They had 8 of the same sort of florally pattern, I don't know, your aunt in the 70s type of a shirt.
Which it wasn't polyester. It was legitimate plastic. Polyester kind of breathes even a little bit. This was like wrapping yourself in a floral garbage
70s
bag.
polyester did not breathe.
Bright colors.
Yeah.
It's just a nice teal and lavender.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, they worked out. You've got a great Polaroid of it somewhere, I think, of all of us down gathered around in the street.
It's probably up in the apartment somewhere.
But yeah, that I don't think I've ever gotten rid of it. I think I've kept that shirt in the old memento box. Oh yeah, because it's great memories whenever I look at it.
And if the moths try to eat it, they'll die.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize they were ladies' shirts until I started to do it up, and the buttons were on the other side. Yeah. That was the tell, and I went, oh. Well, there was some hefty sized gals wearing this before we came.
Northern girls.
They still fit great all these years later.
LaRue.
Lots of room, as we discussed. Blousy.
Yes, they were.
That was another warning.
Blousy fun number.
Another sign.
Well, they must have been well sized, because I don't remember being worried about trying it on. And I'm almost always worried about trying on clothes and having them be too small.
Well sized.
Already on mushrooms at that point? That also could have been the reason that you did not care.
No. You could fill me up with all sorts of drugs, and I will still manage to have anxiety about stuff like that.
Chuck keeps his finger on the pulse of the situation, regardless of how high you get him. He knows what's happening, where you're standing, and what you're talking about. It's amazing how much people interrupt you off stage, isn't it? Like, try to tell us in the real world. My God, doesn't everybody have something they want to add?
The worst.
You know what the key is? Always have the mic with you.
That's right.
They'll catch on.
And don't plug them into anything.
You don't want it plugged into anything.
Don't do it.
Just and then randomly ask for comments. Just give them the mic.
We can just come do this and hang out sometime. We don't have to.
We don't have
through
to
all the
rigmarole. Have to pretend we're doing a show.
We can. If this is what it takes to get you to put it together, then sure,
I'll play.
I'll play dress up with you.
I like how you've boiled our podcast down to a game of house.
It's a fun game, though.
It's a fun game,
right? It's like if we were kids and we had our own little walkie-talkie radio show. That's what this is. I like that we keep looking out as if there's an audience.
I think that's gonna go on the poster when we go on tour. It's our own little walkie-talkie radio show.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments of us egging and mugging that I'm sure doesn't exist. But that's how much you've convinced me.
Yeah,
that this is a real thing. And isn't the mind wonderful?
It's a wonderful.
We can make ourselves believe.
Remember when Mr. Rogers would ridicule his guests and mock them? Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of Mr. Rogers.
What was your kid's show?
It was my Friendly Giant, followed by Mr. Dressup, followed by Sesame Street. That was a sweet block of programming.
Yeah.
I watched Mr. Rogers twice, and the second time I was like, you're doing all the voices in the land of make-believe, and you're not doing them that well. And then he made a peanut butter sandwich by putting butter on a piece of bread and peanuts on it. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Wow.
So you've always been a harsh critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's don't see, Chuck.
Coming down hard on Mr. Rogers.
Turns out it's not just you, Chuck.
No, it's not me.
Just
no
relax.
Mr. Dress Up.
It's not me.
Mr.
Still
Dress Up was
Mr. Dress Up.
superior.
I think you're the first person I know who ever turned their back on Mr. Rogers.
I mean, I don't think he's an asshole, but
Well,
he's just not my cup of
Yeah, I'm
tea.
just picturing you as a 6-year-old just turning off just flipping off the TV and just, no.
Condescending fuck. That's
Who do you think was doing the voices on The Friendly Giant or Mr. Dress Up? You were letting everybody get a pass on that one?
well, it certainly wasn't Mr. Dress Up doing all the voices because he was there.
That's true. Yeah, no, he wasn't Casey or Finnegan, was he?
Yeah, I did find it weird that Finnegan's mouth moved, but he made no noise, and Casey's mouth did not move, but he could talk. I went into a bit of an existential crisis at 5 watching that. I'd be like, what is going on? How is that kid talking? And why does he live in a tree in this man's backyard?
We had a guy, the kids show that I remember as a kid, it was out of Seattle, and it was a local, it was basically the Krusty the Clown show.
Okay.
It was, his name was J.P. Patches, and it was exactly like Krusty the Clown. He would come on, and between like 3:30 and 4:30 would present the cartoons. It'd be like Tom and Jerry cartoons, a lot of George of the Jungle cartoons and stuff like that.
Watch out for that.
And he was like a local Seattle clown, J.P. Patches, and this was his little show.
When was he arrested?
And then years later, when Krusty the Clown showed up on The Simpsons, I was convinced that that's what it was based on. Like they had based Krusty the Clown on J.P. Patches. I don't know if that's true or not, but I was pretty convinced. But I imagine there was probably a lot of guys like that in that time frame, like late 70s to 80s.
Hey, Bubbles, check out The Simpsons.
Well, it's like the Dialing for Dollars movies at night. They always had like hosts presenting shows.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a Tiny Talent or Tip Top Talent.
Tiny Talent Time?
Yeah, Tiny Talent Time. That's the one. And also Uncle Bobby. You had Bimbo on the Uncle Bobby show. That was coming out of Buffalo.
Oh, yeah?
We'd get the Buffalo news growing up here. And
Yeah.
That was always big. The thing about, it's when I became a Bills fan, but I think the first joke I wrote back in school was about the Buffalo news, because it was always, there was
always a fire in North Tonawanda
and Cheektowaga.
Yep.
And then there was rapes and fires. But and an interesting twist, a rape is caught on fire today in Cheektowaga. But the first joke was always our top story tonight, Jim Kelly stubs his toe, is questionable for Sunday. In other news, the president has been shot. Yeah, let's go to Jim. Jim, can you get us anywhere outside the training facilities now? No news on the toe. Also, the president has died. Jim, we're hoping get a word. He's just walking to his car. Anyway, the Bills, pretty big game this Sunday against the Dolphins. Yeah, and we'll be right back.
And
that's what they would do. And they would cut to whatever the rest of the national news was after the Bills.
Also, the rest of the country happens to be on fire.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the episode. That was fabulous conversation with
that was fun.
Our pal Dave Hemstad.
That was fun. I particularly like the way you guys
picked on you.
Really came together to be hurtful towards me.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's
I don't get that enough.
This has been my long con. I'm surprised I could hold out till episode 12, but
yeah.
I didn't want to do it too early because I was hungry for some ribs.
Yeah. Now that you've gotten your fill of ribs, it's time to unleash the beast.
It's time to unleash the beast.
That's good.
As the kids say.
Yeah. So we thank you very much for joining us here for our Preparing to Podcast
you weirdos.
podcast. And we remind you that you can follow us at Preparing to Podcast as well. You can follow me at Chuck B. Jokes, and you can follow Ted at
Dr. Ted Morris.
Dr. Ted Morris on the Instagram and TikToks and various formats across the interwebs.
It's interweb stuff. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. We will be back next week with a podcast. We may have guests.
We can guarantee it will be a podcast, though.
It will be a podcast. We may have guests. We may have ribs. We may not have guests, but we may have ribs.
But we're pretty sure Chuck will have stopped crying and we'll be ready to face a new day.
I can't. I can't guarantee either of those. Sadly,
All right, we can edit out the tears in post, though. I'm sure.
I don't know. I find since I have kids, I
Yeah,
think I'm much
you
more
cry a
okay.
lot more.
I'm much well. I don't know if I cry more, but I'm much more
Cry
okay with
baby.
it.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like I don't see it as a sign of weakness. I see it now
Your
as
kids do, though.
I see it
They
as a
definitely see it as a sign of weakness.
yeah, but it's a mandatory requirement to get through life. Sometimes you just need to let it out. Now, I will say the things that trigger my tears the bar has been significantly lowered. It used to be like car accident / death of a close friend.
Okay.
And now it's like Tim Hortons commercial with old Chinese dad going to hockey game. That'll get me crying. It's a much lower standard for almost
Is it the hockey? Is it the Tim Hortons? Is it the guy?
Any sentimental thing
Oh.
now will make me cry. And also, my kids are teenagers, so the illusion that they're ever going to love me is kind of gone.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah.
now when I
They're
see
woken up, they're
when I
aware.
when I see loving relationships between parents and children, that'll
You
really
realize you're watching a sitcom and it's not real.
That's good to know. It's good to know. It's not me. It's society.
Yeah, it's society that's wrong.
That's good. It's good to know because I was getting real close to blaming myself for being absent. But it's good to know that it's society's fault.
Yeah, it's never your fault.
It's so nice living in this post-accountability world.
Isn't it wonderful? Oh,
it is.
It's nice to be a white man.
It is. It is.
Or whatever I am.
Whatever you are.
Close enough.
What, white or man?
Man.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I was going to give you the opportunity to bail out on being white and then claim yourself as a man, but
I can't. I'm see-through. I can't.
You're too. Yeah.
No one's going to buy that.
Yeah. Your special mutant power is the ability to blend into the beige background behind you.
Yeah. I mean, once Irish people started to be considered white in North America, I was just no longer an interesting ethnicity.
When were Irish people not white?
Oh, back in the day, like no blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
Oh, I see what you're saying. As an accepted part of society.
Yes. And I love that Irish were usually under the dogs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a lot of things marked against us. We were
hungry.
Well, really what it came down to is we were poor and we weren't willing to listen to the king. That's really what it came down to.
Poor and drunk.
Yeah, poor. Well,
the history of Ireland in a nutshell.
I think the drunk is more symptomatic of being poor than it is about being drunk.
Yes, because even if you have no money, you can brew virtually anything and get alcohol out of it.
Well, and also being broke ain't so bad when you got a little bit of a buzz on.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm drunk right now.